Dear students, we are going to start with the conducting tissues. Complex tissues help in transportation of organic material, water and minerals up and down to the plants. That is why it is known as conducting or vascular tissue. We have read earlier that tissues in plants are of two types. The simple and permanent, and in permanent we have simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. And here we are going to study about those complex permanent tissue, and they are the ones which help in transportation of water and minerals, and therefore they are known as the conducting or the vascular tissue. And the conducting tissues are of two types, xylem and phloem. First we are going to study about xylem. It is a vascular and mechanical tissue. Vascular means help in transportation, mechanical gives strength. Xylem cells are thick-walled. They are found in the form of tubular passages. Xylem consists of 4 types of cells called xylem elements. And number 1 is tracheids, single cell elongated angular dead cells. So they are single cell elongated angular cells. The walls are thick due to the deposition of lignin, and their lumen, that is opening, is broad with non-lignified pits at certain places. And the tracheids are mainly found in the lower vascular plants, that is the xylem of the pteridophytes and gymnosperms. But they are absent in the angiosperms or the flowering plants. And next is the xylem vessels, and these xylem vessels are much elongated multicellular tubes, and the cell wall of the vessels is moderately thick. Again, they are lignified, or the deposition of lignin is there, and the lumen is wide. And the vessels are found in the xylem of the angiosperms, but they are absent in the pteridophytes and gymnosperms. So these are found in pteridophytes and gymnosperms, and the xylem vessels, they are found in angiosperms. Then xylem or the wood parenchyma. They are living parenchymatous cells with thin cellulose wall. So they are thin walled cells, and they even store food. Then xylem sclerenchyma and wood fiber. They are long narrow cells tapering or pointed at the ends, and these are dead cells with lignified walls. So except the xylem parenchyma, all these 3 are dead cells, and the vessels are most important cells of all the 4 types of the xylem elements. The transverse walls between the vessel elements are partially or fully dissolved. There is no transverse wall, so it forms a kind of pipeline to form continuous channels or water pipes. And the rings present in the trunk of an old tree are the xylem rings. By counting the number of rings, we can determine the age of the tree. So if you cut a cross section of a tree and you will see rings in it, those rings are actually the xylem rings, and that tells us the age of a tree. And here certain differences are given between tracheids and vessels. Tracheids, they are unicellular, while vessels, they are made up of number of cells. Tracheids, the end walls remain intact, and in vessels the end walls get dissolved to form vessels, and the ends are tapering in case of tracheids, while the ends are round in case of vessels, and their walls are very thick and they have narrow lumen, and vessels, their walls are less thick and they have wider lumen. Now, what is the function of the xylem? Number one, main function of xylem is the upward movement of water and dissolved minerals from roots to different parts of the shoot. Second, tracheids, vessels and xylem sclerenchyma, it provides mechanical strength to the plant body. Third function is xylem parenchyma, it stores food and helps in conduction of water. So this is about xylem.